Without any non-conference games this high school football season, we didn't really get the chance to see how leagues matched up against each other. Last year, teams from the track and the Northern Lakes League met in 10 games, with the track winning 6 of those matchups. Well, tomorrow night, a pair of NLL track games in the second round of the playoffs, Central hosting Northview, and in our PNC preview, Mike Jewell takes a closer look at that second matchup, St. Francis at Anthony Wayne.
Ohio high school playoffs. Love it. Just on the sheer level of participating in it. But when we get some of those rivalries and when it becomes track and NLL, that becomes a whole lot of fun. And there is one heck of a football game taking place in White House this Friday as Andy Brungar's Anthony Wayne Fightin' Generals are going to be hosting Dan Chipka's St. Francis Knights. This one's going to be a doozy. Two football teams that I think are playing the best that they have played this year. Anthony Wayne has erased some of the doldrums of the week's 2 and 3 consecutive losses and have played their best football. I think they're also finding some weaponry that we'll talk about in a second. And St. Francis, running that gauntlet in the early weeks, are now playing at a tuned up level of play, especially in passion and defensive intensity, that I think that 38-0 game against North Ridgeville showed them and created some real momentum for this football team coming into Anthony Wayne. But Anthony Wayne, 2 weeks of preparation, 2 weeks to really focus on what you need to do as a team, and also how you attack what was likely always going to be the St. Francis Knights. That's advantage Anthony Wayne. Strength of schedule coming into this football game, there's no doubt the St. Francis Knights have played one of the region's toughest schedules, and they've come out very solidly and healthy, and I think that is a huge plus for St. Francis. But at the end of the day, this is going to be a football game between two well-coached, disciplined teams who really believe they have something more to give this season. St. Francis's offensive line, Charlie Moorhead, E.J. Johnson, a host of others, have been brilliantly coming along, but they must play the game of the year because Anthony Wayne is going to be low and well executing their defensive schemes, and Stephen McCoy has to have room to run and set the tempo for the St. Francis Knights. And on the St. Francis defensive side, again, the linchpin is at nose tackle, Charlie Moorhead. Joe Petro, Joe Brody, the rest of these Knight defenders are going to have to take on Charlie Renninger, who runs beautifully tackle to tackle. Garrett Pike can throw the ball when he wants to, a lot like Kaiser effectively. And the development of Cam Swiger creates a two-headed monster at the quarterback position that also allows Pike to go out and play some slot where he is an extremely effective receiver. I like the unanswered questions that we have in this now 8th week of football between these two well-coached football teams. They want it. I think the intensity level is going to be very high, and I think that sometimes leads into trying a little too hard, and the old yellow flag gets on the football field. So both teams are going to have to play within themselves, but with an intensity and a passion that will absolutely bring out their best. And at the end of the day, when we've got a football game like this, I like special teams and the ability of both teams to create field position, and maybe that big-time moment, big-time play could be the difference. Good football game, extremely well coached. Bit of a history, NLL track rivalry. This game, the Knights against the Generals, has it all. Good luck to both teams, and most likely, Central Catholic is in the winner's future.